and welcome to Bitcoin Wednesday. I am your host with you all night. Hope everybody's having a great night. So I apologize for being a minute or two late. My dog decided it needed to go outside, and I was the only one that could let him outside. So let's see what we got going on here tonight. Today is February the 7th, and the market is rebounded a little bit today. We are looking a little bit better than we were last week, that's for sure. Last week, as we were talking, I mentioned that it was January 30th or whatever, and so February 1st, the Koreans were able to start buying Bitcoin and altcoins and stuff again, and so I felt like we might see a big surge the next day from that. Well, we saw a little bit, but not very much, and some of it didn't last very long because the market still kept going down and down and down. So anyways, I'm just waiting on Vance to hop on here. Hello, Robert. So Bitcoin's been a little interesting. It went down to about 6,000 something the other day, and then it's kind of hovered in the $7,500 range. I think today it just went up to 8,500 or so, and then it dipped down a little bit below 8. Currently, right now, Bitcoin is sitting at $8,027. Cryptocurrency market cap is currently at $378 billion, which is quite a bit down from December, but it did get into the low 300s, and we're bouncing back up a little bit. We've got a bunch of green on the screen right now, so that is good. Ethereum's at $806. Ripple is at 75 cents, and I think last week it was about $1. So that went down a little bit, but I do see Ripple coming back. I know some of you hate it, but I own a bunch of it, so I want it to do well. So there we are. Let's see. We got Cardano that's at 34 cents. I think that'll soon come back to the dollar range. Watching that a little bit. I think it's a good buy right now at 34 cents. Cardano is a good long-term hold on that one. It's a platform coin like Ethereum. One of the guys that started Ethereum moved on to Cardano and started Cardano. And he's very methodical about doing things, but he's also very slow. And so we don't see a lot of progress with Cardano like we do with Ethereum. But I do expect for Cardano in the next year or two to be a pretty good valuable coin. So keep that in mind. Hey Brett, good to see you. Vance, are you ready to hop on? We'll get started here. I'm just going down the list. A lot of stuff in green. IOTA is at $1.71. That was at $1.50 or something, $1.40 something earlier this week. So it's got a little bit of a bounce. It's up almost 10%. Monero at $2.22. Dash is at $551 right now. Dash is a pretty expensive coin, but used quite a bit. I believe Dash was at one point 800. No, it was a lot more than that. It was it got up to about $1,600. Is that right? That's not right. Got up to about oh yeah, it did. It got up to $1,500. So it is down a third of what it was. Okay, we're back. Had a little bit of technical difficulty. I was just going over some of the numbers and waiting for Vance to pop back on so we can get him up on the screen. For some reason we were having some issues with that, but let's see if we can get him back on now. Okay, send that to Vance, and okay, Vance, I invited you. You should be on any minute. Looks like there's my wife. She's on there. Hi, Rachel. Okay, so while we wait for Vance to show up on here, he's having issues. You might want to just get on your phone and join in, Vance. I've already invited you, and it's not letting me because of your camera or something. So if you want to do that, just join me here in a minute. Hey, Steve. So anyways, I was talking about Dash. Dash was up to $1,500 back in December or so, it seems like, and is back down at $551. Up a little bit today, almost 10%. So it's down quite a bit, and I do see it going back up to that range and beyond. So that could possibly be a good buy for you if you're looking at something like that. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing my opinion. And please do your own due diligence and make up your own mind when investing in any kind of investment. All right, going down the list, we got Monero's at 222. Definitely down a little bit from where it's been. It's a good privacy coin. My favorite, which we'll talk about in a little bit, is Electroneum. And Electroneum is based off of the Monero blockchain. So we'll get to that in a minute. But Lisk is at $19. I think last week it was at $22. Lisk is going through a rebranding process. They're going to have some big announcements this month. Lisk is a cool one. Lisk has 117,000 circulating coins, and I think Lisk can be a big one. Vance and I talked about that last week, and I see Lisk going up in the hundreds. So it could be a very good opportunity to get into Lisk right now at $19. Tether is the, I don't know if you want to call it the anti-coin. It's the opposite of what all the other coins are doing. So I noticed the other day when everything was low, Tether was at about 99 cents, and now everything's up and Tether's at 101. It's based off of the US dollar, and so it's actually a pretty safe, from what I understand, it seems to be a pretty safe place to put your money when you're going in between coins or uncertainty and stuff like that. So I don't know a lot about Tether yet, but I am definitely interested after this January looking into it, because as we've seen the last 4 years, we've seen a dip in January. So Tether could be a very good thing to have in your portfolio. I just okayed Vance. Let's see. There he's here. Vance has done a little bit more research on Tether than me, so maybe he can give us a heads up on that. Hey, Vance.
Hey.
How we doing tonight?
Still technical problems, huh? And that's not working either.
For some reason, it's not letting me go in. You got a big, shiny, bright light right above your head.
I know, it's a stupid fan.
Not that we want to see you. We just, All right, it's all right. So I was just talking about Tether, and I think you've probably done a little bit more research on Tether than me, but I was just explaining how it kind of is the anti-coin almost. It's, if the coins are going down, Tether just stays the same all the time.
Right, because essentially it's tied to the US dollar.
Okay. So next year, next January, when everything's falling like it does every January, we'll know that Tether might be a good safe place to put some of your money. Is that right?
It's a good hold spot.
Good hold spot. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good hold spot.
Just going down the list a little bit, I talked about the first 10 or so coins, 10 or 15 coins that I like. Just coming down to, some of these have really come down in price quite a bit. Man, the Misa goes at 11.45. That's about half off right now where it's been. Steam's at 376.
Well, we're finally seeing green today. That's about it.
Yeah, that is about it. It's nice to see some green. Last week it was pretty red, and it started to go up a little bit, I think, as we were talking. Did it start to change a little bit last week?
It did. It's very small, and then it dumped again. So we kind of bounced, and then it fell. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, we were down. We were down quite a bit. And then yesterday it seemed to kind of turn, and all day today it's been green, so which is a really good situation. But it'll
Really
come
green.
back. We're still low, but I mean, the market in whole has been up about 10% today.
It was really green this morning and stuff, and then it's kind of settled back down and come back down a little bit, hasn't it?
Right.
Bitcoin, what did it get up to today? It was seemed like it got up to 8,500 or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
Now let's see today. We're dang near 9.
85.
Yeah, we were almost 9,000. Yeah.
Were we? Yeah. So.
My screen is running here.
Did you do your homework? Did you do your research and have something to talk about today?
Other than the fact that everything's green, sure.
Yeah. What's
Everything that's basically the most positive thing right now is everybody's they've been hurting. I mean, watching the market, watching everything go down, and it's not just crypto, it's the stock market as well taking a dive. But the fact that we're not seeing red today is actually a relief. Good for the heart.
It is a big relief. Hey, you keep this going for a minute for me, Vance. I'm gonna step out for 2 seconds.
All right. But basically, the market as a whole right now, it's been down. We have this January dip that always happens, and it usually goes for a few months, beginning of the year. A lot of speculation that the cause is Chinese New Year, which actually ends I think the 16th or 17th this year. It goes a little late into February. So it's going to be coming back here, which we're starting to see now. A lot of green, a lot of coins that are turning and starting to jump back up. A lot of people are saying it was a crash, but really, if you go back and look where we were last summer, we're still doing pretty well. Anybody who was investing before almost October of last year, probably closer to Halloween or so, you're still in the green. You're not losing out on anything. The only way you're going to take a loss is if you sell after you bought high. Otherwise, you're just holding, waiting for it to come back up and riding the market. Kind of the easiest way to explain that, but basically anybody who was buying in before Halloween last year is still in the green. Anybody who bought in at Christmas at the peak of last year, well, you're going to have to wait till the summer till it comes back up. Then you'll basically be making some.
Yeah, I think if you were in by Thanksgiving almost, because Thanksgiving's where it really started to pop, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You're in the green if you were before Halloween, basically. Because I mean, because at that point in time, you're looking at Bitcoin was around 5. It kept coming up a little over that 5 to 6, somewhere right around there in that time. So, I mean, the fact that we came down to almost 5 in this dip this year is fine because we're still higher than where we were a year ago by a long shot.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You can go back and look at the graphs, the statistics, whatever you want to look at, basically where the coins were at every year for the last 4 years in January. And every year it's always a dip, either to say at Chinese New Year's that takes it, the Asian markets take their money out that point in time. really, you just got to look and say what's causing that. And the common factor has been, of course, Asian markets
Right.
being down. This year we have kind of a double because we're getting hit with the U.S. stock market as well, with the stock exchange. So that hasn't been helping. I've heard lots of answers to that as people are taking out their crypto to make up for their losses in
the stock market.
U.S. stock market. Yeah. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. But
that's backwards,
it's a good answer. It's a good answer. You know.
That's exactly the opposite of what they should be doing, right?
Exactly. They should be taking the money and reinvesting back in, so that when this rebound happens, which hopefully this is the start of it that we're seeing here today, yesterday, and today, we're going to have a lot more upside come the summer. So
how much longer we got for Chinese New Year? It goes till the 14th.
That's what I was saying. The 16th, 17th of February, I think.
So we got another week. 10
yeah,
days.
we got another week.
So just continue to hold, right?
Yeah, hold.
So I went through a bunch of coins and talked about a few, you know. Anything, I mean, below that's on your list, or you want to get right to the good coin, the Electronium?
Well, I mean, basically, I keep watching, like you were mentioning Ripple before. Ripple has got a lot of backing on it. It even has the Gates Foundation backing that one pretty well right now too. So there's a lot of money into Ripple just because there's, I think, 10 major banks now that are backing Ripple. The other thing that was kind of nice today too, I don't know if you saw anything about SEC. The SEC basically going over Ripple today, or not Ripple, but just in crypto as a whole. They actually had some really positive things to say about it.
They had
basically
the hearings in Washington, D.C. you're referring to about, right?
Yeah, the SEC hearings. So just about crypto, and a lot of the reviews, a lot of the viewings and everything that came out after that were actually very positive, just because they were looking at crypto as something that shouldn't be held back, that shouldn't be stifled, but actually should be promoted.
Right.
You know, so there's some positive coming out of that, and it was scaring a lot of people. So I actually think that might have had a little bit to do with the turn today as well.
There was
starting to see a little bit green.
There was definitely a lot of FUD going on with the, you know, people that aren't familiar with FUD, it stands for fear.
Fear of the unknown, basically. It's just because people don't understand. Well, go ahead.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Sorry, I lost.
Yeah, fear. Yeah.
But there was a lot of concern over the government's getting involved and being strict on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and things like that. And what happened today, in my opinion, was the SEC guy and the other guy, I can't remember what they were there for, but they basically come out and said, I mean, almost gave you a thumbs up on cryptocurrency, that it's here to stay, and it's going to grow. The one guy predicted it'll be 20 trillion by 2019. Well, that's kind of what
by the end of the year,
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, by the end of the year. By the end of the year.
So, anyways, I thought it was a good thumbs up from them on that. So
yeah, so a lot of positivity coming from the government side, which is good to hear, since all we have is all these scare tactics coming from banks and, you know, anybody else out there that basically thinks that they've missed the boat getting into crypto, where they really haven't. It's just they've seen huge returns in the last year, and now it's becoming more popular. But no one's really missed the boat if you're still willing to get in. I mean, we're kind of, I don't want to say fire sale, but we're big time discounts right now to be able to get in and basically just buy anything and just sit on it for another year. I mean, you're gonna come back pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, we're down. I mean, I would say we probably lost 60% of value just from December. At least in my portfolio and stuff, it went way down, and now it's starting to creep back up again.
Right, which was the peak. But again, you're not taking a loss unless you're scared, you're scared and selling right now, which you shouldn't be. You should just be buying more, or at least just holding it. You know, don't be getting rid of it. It's again, these are long-term investments, and in no way or means are we, either one of us, a financial advisor when it comes to stocks or bonds or crypto or anything else like that. But the fact is, if you just look at what the historic charts are, this happens every year. It's happened every year for the last 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
but I actually had posted up some charts earlier, just in the last month or so, of how it looked, you know, 2014, 15, 16, and 17, and we've taken this dip. But then when you, but that's just looking at really just January. You know, those are
Right.
small clippets of just January, February, and showing the down, and then it comes back up every year. And then when you scan out and look at it as the entire year, all 12 months, it doesn't even register because the gains are so huge the second part of the year, second half, that those tiny little waves that we're riding right now don't even register because the monsoon comes later, and then we got the tidal wave coming in. So,
Right.
you know, that's really what it looks like. But yeah,
Well, that's
I mean, but we all hate seeing red. We all hate seeing things drop, whether it's crypto, whether it's the stock market, whether it's anything. We don't like it going down because we know it's hurting our portfolios, and we just want to go sleep for a month and not worry about them at all. Not stop looking at the stuff altogether, and just come back a little bit later when it's up, and we'll do it.
yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
why I talked about Tether there in the beginning a little bit, because for a lot of people, this is their first time going through this process, the first of the year. For us, it is, and we didn't know the history really that well. I mean, so maybe next year we'll be a little bit better prepared and move our stuff around a little bit differently, and be prepared for what could be a drop again next year around Christmas time or shortly after.
Oh yeah, and I've only been into crypto now for a year. I mean, I basically was starting into this last year at this time, having no clue that it was a dip or anything was going on, but I just had to learn that basically within the last year. So yeah, I mean, this is basically I'm at my anniversary right now as being into this. So
Right.
yeah, but
Okay.
this first time I've ever had to deal with being up so much and then it takes a dip down and then turns and comes back. So
All right. So let's move on to the exciting, our most favorite coin in the world, which would be Electronium, which is a British cryptocurrency, and it is going to bring crypto to the world. Is that right, Vance?
that's true. They're trying to mainstream this to the masses, to basically the 99% of us out there that aren't into crypto yet. And third world countries, you know, things where money is not like prevalent as it is here in the United States, but he's trying to get in with mobile companies, and he's had a few announcements that he's come out with here just in the last week that have been really nice. GSMA too, he's going into the big conference at the end of the month to actually meet with a lot of the tech firms, and most of them, you know, cell phone companies. So he's got some genius there.
Just so people know, the GSMA or whatever is the global mobile phone. I mean, it's the biggest phone conglomerate or association. And
It's an association, yeah.
Electronium is the first cryptocurrency to become a member of that organization. And Richard Ells, the CEO of Electronium, will be featured there. He'll be speaking and be involved in a lot of stuff, and that's coming up the end of this month. Is that correct?
That is true. I think it's the 27th. I think is when they said, but I don't remember. I have to look the date up.
I think it is the 27th, because he wanted to be able to, he's been working on the mobile miner for the cell phones, and they wanted to have that done by the 25th or 26th, so it would be on debut at the show that week. And so I expect that to probably be done. I mean, it's mostly done now.
Well,
it's beta tested.
they finished their beta testing on it. I think they're like in their second round or third round actually right now of testing on those. So I know they want that done, getting it set up on Android platforms, so tablets, phones, things of that nature. And then next they're going to be looking at iOS. So your iPads, iPhones, that's the next big step for them. So I think they just wanted to get the mobile mining system working, so then they could basically just build it, copy it right into the iOS system, and it's already running the iOS platform. So that's a good thing. But you know, they very positive on that. People have been mining, and I think it's a little high on the coins that they're getting in a day. I mean, some of these guys are on the brand new S7s or whatever. I have an iPhone, so I don't know, but some of them that have the larger phones, the faster phones, I've seen guys posting up that are making 40, 50 coins in a day. on some of these. I think that's really high. That's going to have to come down at some point, especially when the value of electronium goes up so much.
When the price goes up, the volume's going to come down for sure.
Right. I think people will be seeing that maybe in a month, 40 coins in a month, especially if it's at $1. I mean, that's $40 a month for free just to running an app in your background.
Well, and just so people know, Electron, one of the things that they're really pushing and stuff is this mobile miner. And what that does is it gives you a mining experience on your phone where you're able to, you turn an app on, it runs in the background. It doesn't take up much energy or anything like that. It's pretty simple, but it gives you the feeling of, hey, I'm mining, I'm getting coins in my phone, and they're actually real coins, so you're actually getting value. They're basically giving you free coins.
They're going right into your wallet. It's basically free money, but it's a simulation of mining. It's not actual mining.
Right. Yeah. It's a simulation of mining, excuse me. But where you're actually receiving real coins. And what they're trying to do is get this out to the masses, so everybody anywhere in the world, most people have phones. And with that, the reason they're getting in with the mobile phone companies or whatever is they're going to make it so you're able to pay your phone bill with Electronium. You're going to be able to use Electronium to pay your phone bill. And if you're getting $30, $40 a month that's going to go towards your phone bill, why wouldn't you want to put that app on your phone and start doing that simulation to collect those coins?
Yeah.
$30 or $40 a month in a lot of these countries that they're going in is quite a bit of money. So.
Right, and that's the thing. They've already penned a deal with a mobile carrier in India that has 50 million users, but they have yet to even let people start paying with it. So the company's signed in. They've partnered with Electronium to actually start taking Electronium as payment on their phones. And why not go to India where people are, they're basically making nothing, but they all have phones. They're all making phones. They know exactly what they're there for. But why not get into that population? It's a huge population, and he just jumped in with the first. I don't know if it was the first mobile carrier he was looking at with them, but it was a large one. 50 million users is a lot of users to be able to pay their phone bill with Electronium. So that's still to come. I mean, that it is, the contract's done. It's just they've still got to get the platform set up.
Still got to implement.
And I think a lot of that, right? And I think a lot of that's going to come with the mobile wallets that they're still working on right now with the mining section of that. So, yeah.
Well, let's just remember that Electronium is technically only about 2 months old, and so
I think we're actually three. We're actually three now. We're in February, so we're actually 3 months since it launched. Then we had to relaunch it. There was a month there where we had to relaunch, but let's put it this way: it has been on. Yeah, it's been on Cryptopia for 3 months now, trading. So
that's true. Yeah. So it's pretty new company. They're still working out some of the hiccups and stuff like that, but they do have a major following. I think they said they're up to about 800,000 users right now.
Yes.
And they're hoping to hit 1 million by the end of this first quarter, which I'm sure is very doable. I can see that happening as soon as they go to this conference and start talking and things like that, because they're gaining a lot of new customers and signups every day. So I was just looking at the market cap on that. Back in January, we were at about 22 cents. And then we fell all the way back down to, what did we get down to? Just
we're almost 4. Yeah, I don't think we hit 3. We made a hit like 3.8, but we were right at the 4% mark, and today we're back up to what, 7 right now.
3.9 cents. So, so just a week ago, you could have doubled your money in Electronium already. So, I know we've been talking to people. They've been buying more. It's still cheap. It's 7 cents right now. If you got in just a day or two ago, it would have been 5 cents. So,
yeah, I bought just a day ago at 5 cents. So I felt pretty good about that.
February is going to be a good month for Electronium. I see a lot of new announcements coming out. They're going to be on HitBTC exchange. February 14th is kind of the date I've heard.
Right, that's the date that it's supposed to. So basically, Valentine's, it's supposed to go live on HitBTC. We still don't know when it's going to go on Next Exchange, but they're still very new. Next Exchange is still very new. So
they're also, I know they're in the process of another couple of big exchanges. Could be Bittrex, could be Binance. We don't really know, but they say that's getting closer. So that will certainly be nice because we'll have a lot of volume on those exchanges. We got a volume of 6.5 million in the last 24 hours on a tiny little Cryptopia exchange. So we get onto one of these other exchanges like Binance or Bittrex, it should do pretty well. So
yeah, there are a few other small ones picking it up. I think that Trade Ogre was one, but there's just no volume there yet. That's kind of the issue.
Well, it jumped up. It was about $600 today. Now it's $1,300. So somebody's on there trading. It's
someone who's mining probably put his few on there, and that's it.
Yeah, it's more expensive than the others, but it's an exchange, I guess. So I don't know anything about it. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's just because it has no volume.
I go there at your own risk. It's something that's new that we don't really know.
And I know it's definitely not backed by Electronium. It's not something they tried to get on. So
and that's even with Next Exchange. Next Exchange is a newer exchange, and they basically saw the value in Electronium and decided to add it. So it's coming there to them. But that's another one that really Electronium didn't push at all, but now it's on their list of of new exchanges that are actually going to be up and at it here in the next month. So
right. Let me just take a minute to thank everybody that's on here right now watching. Thanks for joining us. If you have any questions on cryptocurrency or things of that matter, we're here to answer them the best we can or give you our opinions on some things. So feel free to leave a message, and and if you're interested, we can even bring you on screen with us. So to talk to us. So one of the other things I was I thought was pretty cool about Electronium is they're coming up with a payment system similar to PayPal. So they're working on the platform and stuff for that. But one of them was on the app. You're going to be able to get on and pay for and buy buy Electronium from your app with US dollars using a card or a bank account or things like that. Did you hear any about that today?
To tell you the truth, I don't know about that one. That's just because I've been a little busy today and haven't been able to see a lot of it. But I do know that they've had a few announcements come out today. That would be incredible if that was true.
It's so hard.
So you're bypassing these exchanges so easily. Yeah.
It's hard to buy crypto or buy cryptocurrencies. It's hard enough as it is right now with some of the different things going on or whatever. But if you're able to take out your mobile app and transfer fiat money, dollars or whatever it is, or a credit card or a debit card or whatever, and buy Electronium and have it on your phone and be able to spend it, hey, that's a game changer. That makes it so much easier to use, and that's what Electronium's trying to do, is make it easy for anybody to use.
Yeah, it seems like they've got a couple of different directions they're really trying to hit. One, they're trying to get this to mass adoption, and that's where all this comes in. So people that have a phone can now just buy the Electronium from their phone and use it to pay their phone bill at the same time mining it on their phone. So there's a lot of like, I don't know how you want to say it. It's just mainstream. I mean, it's going to the mainstream. That's what he's trying to do, is get this out there to the 99% of the people that have no clue what Electronium is or crypto or Bitcoin, and just are scared from it because why? Their bank says it's a bad thing, and that's kind of what's nice about right now, is we're seeing a lot of acceptance coming in through crypto, whether it be the SEC hearings or just cell phone companies now accepting it as payment. I mean, that's something huge. And to tell you the truth, with Els going to this GMSA or GSMA, I can't remember which one it is, but going to this conference, all the large telecommunication companies are going to be there. So that's something that really this is a first as well. I mean, he's doing first on so many different fronts. Well, first mobile mining app, first.
You're right.
First to be able to buy it with your phone, first to be able to pay your phone bill with it. He's got so much that he's trying to do. I don't think we really even understand how far it's going to go and how quickly.
No, you're right. And it's not only, and that's the other thing that I learned today a little bit. It's not just mobile phone carriers. We're talking about Facebook, Google, Amazon. All these different companies are represented there at this GMAS conference. It is huge. It is way more than just mobile. I mean, it's a mobile it's
going to be tech who's who.
Yeah. It's for mobile carriers, but who's on mobile carriers? You got Facebook apps, you got Amazon apps, you got Google apps, you got all these different companies, major companies that have apps on your phone, and they're all there at this place too because they're vying to get their apps on as well, and they also want to learn about new technologies. Well, Electroneum is going to be the only cryptocurrency at this conference, and so to me that news is absolutely huge. I mean, it's mind blowing what this could do for Electroneum throughout the next few months.
Let alone just crypto
and cryptocurrency. Yeah,
as a whole. I mean, we're like Internet 3.0 basically is what this is really coming down to. It's the start of the internet all over again, but with crypto. So,
and the last internet boom was back in 93, maybe 92, 95, somewhere in that range. When everybody started putting .com AOL,
AOL
.com behind their name, and all of a sudden they were a big boom. Well, this is what we're seeing. We haven't had anything like that since then, and that's been 25 years. So it really is it is a really big next thing. So and there's a lot of people that don't understand it, and that's fine. This year will be a big education, I think, for a lot of people. But those that are in it now are going to reap the benefits of just like those that were the first ones to get into cell phone technology or the first ones to get into the internet. So it is a good starting point right now, and we're going to see it grow and grow and grow, I think.
Yeah, and I just looked it up. Mobile World Congress is what it's called, GSMA, as the organization abbreviation, but it's actually February 26th in Barcelona.
Okay, it's worldwide. It's worldwide for that fact.
It's global. Yeah, it's global. It's a worldwide conference, global conference. So there's going to be cell carriers there that we have no clue who they are because why? They're some other country in Africa or Australia or somewhere else. Some Asian country. We don't know. But it's supposedly it's the who's who of who's going to be there, all the manufacturers. So you're going to have Verizon, there, but then you're going to have Samsung there as well, because they're making because they're making the Verizon phone. So yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be big.
Samsung, Apple, Motorola, all the bigwigs are going to be there. So
yep, along with Facebook and Amazon. Yeah.
So it's a huge conference. So we're pretty excited about that, and I think that will actually see a nice little jump in Electroneum's prices, as well as the other cryptocurrencies, but I think Electroneum stands to benefit the most out of that. One of the things that we like most about Electroneum is, unlike all the other cryptocurrencies that are fighting for the people that are already in cryptocurrency, trying to make their things better for them, Electroneum is stepping outside of the box and going after the 99% of people in the world that don't know anything about cryptocurrency. They're bringing it to them and the technology that's there and how it can better their lives and bring opportunity to them. They talk about a lot of these third world countries that people just don't have banks. They don't have the banking situation. They have cell phones. A lot of people have smartphones and stuff. They don't have computers, things like that, but they've got smartphones and they use their phones, but they don't really have a place to store any value. And now not only are they going to be able to store value there, but we're going to give them coins every month just by having it on their phone. So I think that's a pretty cool thing to look forward to, and I know it'll be really cool throughout some of these countries in the world.
Yeah. So and that's the thing with Els, with the CEO, he's talked about he's got major deals in the works that we don't even know about. And so these 50 million user deals, say like he just did in India, he's got another deal that he just made over with an advertising company actually in Japan. Was his first deal that he did, and that's, I think, more or less more of the advertising, the marketing side of things to help him do that. But and maybe that's where GSMA came from, is something with them. I really don't know. We don't see behind the curtain a lot. So, but the fact is, I mean, he's already working on other deals that are supposed to just dwarf the 50 million deal that was in India. So yeah. I mean, I think there's stuff that is just going to revolutionize the industry as a whole, but at the same time, it's just going to surprise us. Like, okay, I can see us putting mobile into, or crypto into that. It doesn't have to be just on a mobile platform, even though the mobile platform might be the link in. I think there's going to be a lot of other industry that this is going to go into, and Els is going to be on the forefront of that. Right,
and we already see him making partnerships with other cryptocurrencies as far as that do different things, infrastructure, titanium. There's a lot of different things that we can see them getting together and really branching out and being the forefront of cryptocurrency. There's speculation that, I mean, Bitcoin's not always going to be the leader. There's other cryptocurrencies that are going to pass Bitcoin up, because Bitcoin does one thing and it does it fine, but storing value and stuff like that. But there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of growth to be had with Electroneum and a couple of these other coins that I see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen some major growth even with Ethereum and Litecoin. Who would have thought that Litecoin was going to be $100, or that Ethereum was going to hit 1,000? That was kind of interesting. But I mean, at the same time, Bitcoin owns a third the market cap right now.
Yeah.
Right, a third is where Bitcoin is at. So, I mean, if we start taking away from Bitcoin because of the popularity of other coins, that'll shrink, but the market cap's still going to be growing.
Right.
Just with more money coming into it, as more people find out about crypto and how to use it and the benefits of it. Yeah, I mean, the market cap's going to grow. It's just how much money are people going to put in.
Right. Yeah, I was just looking at Ethereum, and Ethereum started out last January was $8, and this January it was at $1,260, the 1st of January. So yeah, it's had an incredible run, just in that amount of time.
Yeah, and a lot of that too comes from their blockchain is just so much easier to use than a lot of other blockchains that are out there. It's just the technologies with Ethereum is easier to use. So there's a lot of other coins that come out and they basically jump on the same platform, the same technology. That's what makes Ethereum so popular.
Yeah, they've got it. There's a lot of them forking off of Ethereum and starting their own blockchain from Ethereum. So it makes it possible for a lot of companies to get into the blockchain technology because they're a platform for it. So
true.
Cool. All right. I haven't seen any comments lately. I kind of did something on my screen. I don't know if I'm missing any. Just gonna post something. Yeah. So I did this for my cell phone today because last time I had some issues with my video. It kind of got all pixelated and stuff, and so just wanted to say hi to everybody out there. Amanda, Jade, happy birthday, Jade. I missed it a couple of days ago or yesterday or something. I can't remember. I saw it pop up, but I got too busy, so I'm sorry, buddy. Vance wished you happy birthday though, because I saw it. So I see things, but I don't take time to write things sometimes. So
yeah.
Anything else about Electroneum tonight, or
just lots of positive coming out on Electroneum, which is nice, and lots of positive for crypto. And that's really, we just haven't had a lot to talk about really with it being down so much. I mean, even a lot of the guys that we follow too, just nothing to say right now. There's just not a lot other than red, and all you can do is just sit and wait and just hold your coins until they turn around and come back up. So that's kind of where we're at. So knowing this tonight, it's not a lot that we're going to be able to talk about other than we're green.
We're green, and that's the best
We're
thing
green.
to talk about.
Yeah.
Yep.
So market as a whole is up between 8 to 10% just in a day. So that's good when we've been down 60% since December. So the fact that we're turning and coming back up 10% in a day, that's good. That means that hopefully by the end of this month, we're back and running again and basically back in the game.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Well, if we don't have any questions, maybe unless you got anything else to say, maybe we'll wrap it up here, Vance.
No, that's it for me.
Okay. Well, we appreciate everybody that's been joining in tonight. We do this every Wednesday. This is Bitcoin Wednesday, coming to you live from Vance and Brian. So feel free to join us. We do it about 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on Wednesday nights. Next week, come with your questions, and we look forward to answering any questions and discussing any coins or anything about the market that you'd like to discuss. So thanks for being here, Vance, and everybody else, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
Thanks.